Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to another episode of Shy Boys Podcast. On today's episode, we got to talk about it. Y'all already know. Last night, the Chicago Bulls squeaked by the Detroit Pistons. But what the topic is today, Billy Donovan had some bold comments for the players. The man had the nerve, but y'all already know. Y'all got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang, gang.
Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, holding it down on another episode for me and my co-host, C-Dub. If you like what you're listening to, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, we already know, out of the last 4 games, the Chicago Bulls, they are 3-1 since the All-Star break. We had some really good games. With a game, we was like, what the hell? And then last night, we was like, ain't no way, bruh. But at the end of the day, the record is what it is. We are now 3-1 in the last 4 games. And as last night, the Chicago Bulls beat the Detroit Pistons 117-115. And at one point, we was up by 20 damn points. So the ending score was like, huh? Yes, the Chicago Bulls kept the same old tune running. That's how it was, man. In the game where Zach LaVine dropped 41 points on 70% shooting, man, honestly, Zach should have had like 55, if you ask me. 55. He should have had over 50, regardless. But it is what it is. The man ended the game with 41, had 21 from DeMar DeRozan, 11 from Pat Williams, and 14 off the bench from Kobe White. Kobe White has been balling, and Patrick Williams looked very, very comfortable last night with I believe was a good night for the young guy. You know what I'm saying, against a bad Detroit Pistons team. But yeah, we got to keep it a buck, though. The Bulls necessarily, it should have been a blowout win to where we get to see some Dalen Terry action or some extended minutes for those guys on the bench, like a Patrick Williams, like a Ayo Dosunmu. Should have saw him a little bit more. But hey, it is what it is. This is the Bulls team that we have right here in front of us. It's been a story all season. And that's pretty much what it is. And the Bulls, they typically fold in those moments. And honestly, they squeaked by the Detroit Pistons because a bad mistake from Jaden Ivey, who helped them go to 3-1 when he called timeout, and he didn't have no timeouts left. So that was automatically turned over to the Chicago Bulls, and they was able to close the deal. So shout out to them, I guess, for a win. Anytime you win, you just got to take it, even if it is ugly. It ain't always going to be pretty. So, hey, it is what it is. But what I want to talk about today is Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan had the nerve to go at his own players in his press conference after the game. Now, Billy Donovan said a lot of things, but one thing that stood out to me is when Billy Donovan stood in front of the mic and said this. You see this team in the first 24 minutes of the game that's playing unbelievable, beautiful basketball. Then you see a team looking lethargic, uninspired. It's amazing to me, to be quite honest. We got to keep our foot on the gas, and coaches have to help them. Y'all know where I'm about to go with this. First thing first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. But then on to Billy Donovan, bro. Cool. It's cool. Call out your players, bro. But if you not putting your players in the best position, don't you think most of that blame has to be on you? For you to come out, I respect that you said that the coaches have to help them. That's good behind the microphone. But when we watch you on the court, chewing your damn gum, walking back and forth, looking mad, why you ain't helping them out in the game, Brody? Why you ain't helping your own players out in the game? They are a reflection of you, my guy. A reflection of you. The Chicago Bulls players are a reflection of you. You know what I'm saying? So I got a few questions for Billy Donovan. What about the lack of adjustments that you make during games? What about that? What about in just the last game against the Toronto Raptors? You seen that your team was overmatched when it came to size. Why didn't you hold yourself accountable when it came to helping those guys do that? Huh? I don't understand it. How about you stop staying? How about you stop staying so damn true to your rotations, Brody? How about you go ahead and switch it up? How about you stop icing your players? If you see one of these young guys got it going, if Patrick Williams, a young guy that needs the confidence boost in him to continue to play well, why in so many games do you continue to pull him out the damn game? Huh, bro? Tell me about it. Kobe White can be having it going. You going to yank him out the game. Zach LaVine can have it going. You going to yank him out the game. These are young players, bro. Zach LaVine is a little bit up there in age, but at the end of the day, he only 27 years old. So what about when Patrick Williams be going on his little runs? 21 years old. You can't play him no extended minutes, Brody? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. So, and another question. How about you tell DeMar DeRozan to stop the same damn story in the closing minutes of the game, Brody? Please, can we get something different? Everybody in they mama know that DeMar DeRozan is going to control the ball from 6 minutes on to the rest of the game. It's the same old tune. And the magic hasn't been there for DeMar DeRozan. So why not try to get different looks? In fact, you were asked by a reporter, why don't you spread the ball more down the stretch to get different looks? A reporter is seeing this. So everybody else is seeing this too, Billy. I'm paraphrasing, but Billy Donovan had the nerve to mention how the Detroit Pistons was using Bogey. Bogey is a Detroit Piston. What they do ain't got nothing to do with us. But he mentioned Bogey and basically said how the ball was in his hands for the closing minutes of the game and and said that it was DeMar. DeMar is really effective from the elbow. We want to trust him to either score or facilitate. And in most games this season, that hasn't resulted in wins, Billy Donovan. So how you going to sit up there and call out the players? Rightfully so. But, bro, you got to hold yourself to that same standard. How about you get up there and say, I didn't do this, or I didn't help my team better, or I didn't adjust correctly, or I didn't put my players in the best position to win. So for you to come out there and say that you want the ball in Zach, Vooch, and DeMar hands to so you can, help close out the game, bro, we barely see it. We barely see it. I mentioned early in this episode, Zach LaVine finished the game with 41 points. If you trust him more down the stretch and even in that closing moment of the third quarter, you know what I'm saying, in those closing minutes of the third quarter, Zach LaVine ends up with 50 points at a minimum. 50 points at a minimum. Because all it was get a ball to DeMar. DeMar going to dribble the clock down some. DeMar going to dribble, size somebody up, do a spin to the inside the paint, either pass out or shoot a tough shot. And the tough shots ain't been falling this season, Billy Donovan. So if you want to hold your players accountable, you got to hold yourself accountable, my guy. You got to hold yourself accountable. It's cool you calling them out, but you got to be able to help your players. You got to be, that's your job. You're seeing things on the court that they can't necessarily see all the time. So that's when you have to make the adjustments. Now, Billy Donovan did go ahead and say, yeah, you noticed that early in the fourth, I called the timeout with about a minute and 30 into the fourth. Cool. Kudos to you. But why does it take for you so long to reinsert players back into the game when things are slipping away? Is the objective to win or just hold on? To win or just hold on? Because while these guys was making their comeback from the start of the fourth to about 7 minutes, you kept Zach LaVine and P. Will on the bench, bro. You kept Zach LaVine and P. Will on the bench when you seen that P. Will has been slowing down Bogey the entire game while he was out there. You seen how hot and efficient that Zach LaVine how he was while he was out there, and you still refuse to make the correct adjustments. So answer that, my guy. Put me in the damn presser box. I ask Billy the tough questions. Just give me a badge. I come in, Bulls gear, D-Rose jersey. D-Rose shirt, maybe a jersey. I ain't gonna come in no suit and tie because I might get kicked out. Because I'm gonna ask Billy Donovan. The first question is, why are you a bozo? And they're gonna be like, oh, that's disrespectful. You gotta go, Bobby. So maybe I'll leave that question for the last one, so I get a few questions in before I get kicked out. Because you can't come out here and call out the players when you ain't holding yourself accountable. You know what I'm saying? I understand that some of the players have to execute the game plan, but sometimes those game plans have to be changed as well, Billy Donovan. That's just what it is. No way were you supposed to squeak by the Detroit Pistons when you were up by 20. Your starters were supposed to be chilling in the fourth quarter. Chilling in the fourth quarter. Come on, bro. It's the second of a back-to-back. You want to go ahead and be as fresh as possible for the Phoenix Suns, who are on a tear with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. You got the great point guard coming in who about to pick and roll the hell out of y'all. So you want those guys to be ready. You want to be able to start your game plan early because you ain't adjusted much. So you want to be able to have the game plan established and already ready. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Billy. Shout out to you though. I give you a little credit. I give you about 5% of credit for calling your players out, but I give you 95% of the blame, bro, for what has transpired for majority of this season. That's just me. Maybe y'all say I'm tripping and Billy Donovan getting too much smoke. I don't know, but I do know Billy Donovan has cost the Chicago Bulls some games for his lack of adjustments and his dumb ass lineups. That's a fact. If you ain't watching the games and you just looking at the box score, you might won't agree. But I'm going to say it. Most of it's some losses. I give a good 15 losses on Billy Donovan. That's it. But that's the end of today's episode, man. I got to go ahead and I had to go ahead and let y'all know about the nerve of Billy Donovan. That's crazy. But y'all already know. If y'all like what y'all heard today, make sure y'all like the channel, subscribe to it, and then go ahead and comment below. Let me know your thoughts on today's topic. And if you want to be a part of our mailbag episodes that take place on the weekends, send us a voicemail in 773-242-9219. This is another episode brought to you by Shy Bulls Podcast. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.
Cognac. Gang.